It's me, Mario!
Jet Rhino Radio!
Hey, hey, come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi!
You gotta do what?
I gotta believe.
So, a CRT television, or if you want to be a geek about it, a cathode ray tube. Now, to be realistic, these things are like dinosaurs. You're almost never gonna find them, and if you do, you're gonna pay a heavy price. Now look, with this video, I just want to talk about the good, the bad, and ugly of owning a CRT TV, and I want to talk about the games that you should play on it if you ever decide to get one. I've seen many YouTube videos talk about, CRTs and owning one, the whole thing about it, Sony PVMs, Trinitrons. I can go on all day. The thing is though, I absolutely love these things. In fact, I own two of them. Alrighty, so with this CRT, I mostly use it for VHS tapes, but in some instances I play N64. Obviously, I'm not playing it through an N64, I'm playing it through like an emulator. But yeah, primarily use this CRT for like VHS tapes. Here's my VHS collection if you want to check that out. For the most part, it's honestly good at what it does. It's a 90s mobile CRT, so it could take some damage. It's not gonna get screen burning or anything like that. It's good. And I think I overpaid for this. This was the first CRT I ever bought. It was kind of an impulse purchase. I paid like $100 for it, but I don't know. I got my money's worth out of it. Now with the second one, this one's kind of a bit weird. I've integrated it into my setup. So yeah, I've integrated a CRT with my 3-screen setup, and I'll be honest, it's very fucking weird. Like GTA 5 to, I don't know, TF2 or Watch Dogs or whatever modern game you can throw out there, right next to it is a 20-year-old CRT. Like, it's a weird concept, but oddly enough, it's really convenient. Like, if I'm watching, Paramount Plus or HBO Max, or I'm watching something from the 2000s, hey, it fits perfect. It's a 2000s flat CRT. Here's the bad thing about it though. Because it's a 2000s flat CRT, it is very quick to get burn-ins. Like if I leave an image on that TV for like 30 seconds, get a slight burn-in. Like I love the 2000s CRT specifically for the aesthetics, but that's the one thing I hate about it. Like it's very convenient and not convenient. Like I'm a PC, right? I could stare at an image for a while, hey, it's an image, whatever. If I leave it on the CRT for an hour or 2 hours, it's not going to be usable anymore, because of the burn-in. Now, this is a whole other topic on its own, but using Discord on a CRT is a weird concept. Let's just say I call Locrian or Feroja. Talking to people on Discord on the CRT, it's really weird, Yeah, I can't type on Discord since text is unreadable on a CRT. Voice calls are fine enough, although it sounds pretty grainy through a CRT speaker. But overall, though, this CRT is honestly really good at what it does. I only really use it for video games, and you don't want to know how much I paid for this. I think I paid $150, $160. I mean, do I regret it? No, but it's kind of like what I said before. Whenever you find a CRT TV, you're gonna pay the price for it, whether it's a thrift store or somewhere else. People know that CRTs are becoming more valuable specifically because retro gaming, VHS tapes, those aesthetics, and yeah, people are gonna pay the price on it, and it sucks. Like, if you look up anywhere, CRT, whatever, it's gonna be $100 at least, right? Now, with a 13-inch CRT, if you're lucky, you'll pay, $50, $60, but for the most part, you'll pay like $100. Now, I made the mistake of buying a 30-inch CRT, the big one. That one I paid a lot for. You can find 13-inch CRT TVs anywhere. You know, they're more prevalent. But with larger ones, they're gonna cost an arm and a leg. You know, the reason why the Sony Trinitron or the Sony PVM are so pricey is because of the quality, right? I own a Sharp and a Emerson CRT, but if you buy a Sony PVM or a Sony Trinitron, you are gonna get the best experience possible. I guarantee you that. It's Sony, you know. You need a bunch of great CRTs besides the Trinitron and besides the PVM, but because it's a Sony, because it's the peak of CRT manufacturing, you're gonna take the hit for it, you know. Anything else? Toshiba, Sharp, Emerson, JVL, I don't know, LG, all those brands are fine, but have the quality that a Sony Trinitron does. Talked up and down about CRTs, prices, screen burn-ins, bubble CRTs, 2000s flat CRTs. Let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about the games that you absolutely should play on CRT. Now, first game I immediately recommend is Mario Sunshine. I know, it's a basic average game, but playing this on CRT, it has a whole different vibe. I mean, obviously it's a CRT, you know, reminds you to childhood, back in the day, blah, blah, blah. But this game actually looks better for it, you know? Just seeing the reflection in the water, the piantas, the shine sprites. It looks really good on a CRT. Second game, this is really obvious, but Jet Set Radio. Given the game's art style and aesthetic, it is absolutely perfect for a CRT. And I mean, hell, if you could afford it, play it on a 90s bubble CRT. That also makes like a big difference. If you play it on a 2000s flat CRT, yeah, it looks good, it's fine. But playing on a 90s bubble CRT, it hits a little bit different. It's a little bit more 3D. Obviously, given the fact that, you know, it's a bubble, or, you know, the bubble CRT. Last but certainly not least, listen, I don't recommend you play this game unless you get a CRT. I feel like a CRT could play a very important role with this game. But Nights into Dreams, given the Sega Saturn's graphical power, given the Sega Saturn's vibe, this game fits perfectly. I mean, perfectly with a CRT TV. 90s bubble, 2000s flat CRT. It doesn't matter. This game ultimately looks really, really good, given the game's art style. You know, it's on the Sega Saturn. It's an obscure game. You know, I highly, highly, highly recommend this game, especially on the CRT. Either way, though, ladies and gents, if you want to like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, no rush, and tell me down below. Did you ever get a CRT? Either way, though, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Lisa's recital is Saturday night.
I'll be playing my first solo. If you miss it on Saturday, I'd advise you to start looking for a child therapist on Sunday.